Okay, today we are talking about proportions. Yesterday we talked about proportional, and we said that things were proportional when all the ratios, all the little fractions we've been creating are the same. So those things are proportional. They have a proportional relationship. And sometimes we have equations where we want to be able to solve the proportion. Figure out, hey, what number makes the proportions, makes those ratios the same? And so we can do that with a little special technique today we're going to learn to be able to solve simple proportions. A proportion is an equation. An equation has an equal sign in it that states that two ratios are equal. And of course, ratios are little fractions. So a proportion is when we have a fraction equal to a fraction. And to determine whether a pair of ratios forms a proportion, we can check their cross products. Cross products. So this is a method we use. We call it cross multiplying. Here we have the setup of a fraction over equal to a fraction. Ladies, fraction equal to a fraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called cross multiplying. We're going to multiply A times D and set it equal to B times C. And that's what we do. We cross multiply. So we create this little X. And it's still an equation, and this is where kids get confused. All right, you have a tendency to make it a fraction, but it's not. We want to make it an equation that we can solve really easily. And that's what we're doing today. We are just cross-multiplying. It's a great strategy. We're going to skip all these first things because I just don't care about them. We're going to go right down here to number 9. We want to solve each proportion and check your solution. Again, it's an equation, so anything that's an equation we can plug back in and check. So we have a fraction equal to x over 3. And this is a proportion, a fraction equal to a fraction. And so to solve this, well, there's an easy way, but there's more than one way to do this, okay? I'm going to do it the same way every time. We're going to cross multiply. All right? Everything we're doing today is cross multiplying. And so what that means is I am going to multiply 12 times x, and that's going to be equal to, what times what? Yeah, right here we're going to cross multiply 16 times 3. All right? That's what we're doing. We're crossing and multiplying. So 12 times x is 12x, and what's 16 times 3? 48. And ladies and gentlemen, how do I get the x by itself? Divide by 12. On both sides, that gets x alone, and 48 divided by 12 is 4. And that is our solution for x. Now, how do I check this? I'm going to go back and plug it back in. So I go back to my original. Now, what was x? Bless you. 4, all right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just plug these into my calculator and see if they match. And if they match, then those are perfect. So 16 divided by 12 is 1.3 repeating. And what's 4 divided by 3? Hey, 1.3 repeating. So they absolutely check out there. So super easy to double check. Make sure that they match. All right, those ratios are the same. All right, so easy. Let's look at number 10. All right, number 10. I have 7/8 equals 21 over k. I'm going to do what to solve? Cross multiply. That's the phrase of the day. So I'm going to cross 8 times 21 is equal to what times what? Gentlemen. 7 times K. 7 times K. 8 times 21 is equal to 7 times K. God bless you. All right, I don't know what 8 times 21 is, ladies and gentlemen. 8 times 21 is 168 equals 7K. All right, how do we get K by itself? Mason. Divide by 7. Beautiful. Thank you very much. All right, so I get K is equal to 168 divided by 7 turns out to be 24. The phrase of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is cross multiply. Let's look at number 11. Number 11. How are we going to solve this proportion? Cross multiply. Very good. All right, so I'm going to multiply W times 5. What should I write down? W times 5 or 5 times W. And I'm going to multiply the 6 times 26 or 26 times 6. The order does not matter. Let's see, 5 times W is simply 5W, but I have no idea what 6 times 26 is. Thank God for calculators. I don't know. God bless you. 156. All right, and then I need to, how do I get W by itself? Divide by 5, divide by 5. So I get W equals, is this going to go evenly?
No.
No. Divide by 5, I get 31.2. Is this a fine answer? It's a totally fine answer. It's a fine answer because the decimal stops, okay? If it went on a very, very, like 12 full out, like, that would not be a good decimal. We want math frac that, okay? But this one, her terminates, so that's a good answer. All right, do you have questions on that one? All right, turn the page. We're going to do 15 and 16, and then the harder ones at the bottom. How do you solve a proportion, ladies and gentlemen? Cross multiply. All right, we are cross multiplying. We're going to multiply what times what? 32.5 times 8. And that's going to be equal to what times what? 20 times P. Very good. 20 times P. All right, again, I don't know what 32.5 times 8 is 260, beautiful, equals 20P. How do I get P by itself? Divide by 20, divide by 20. So we get P is all by itself, and that divided by 20 is 13. All right, number 16. How do we solve a proportion? Cross multiply. Very good. And what should we multiply? Blake, what should we multiply?
8. I don't know.
Each and you have them out?
8 times 2.5 and 64 times B.
Good. 8 times 2.25 on one side and 64 times V on the other side of the equal sign. All right. I don't know what 2.25 times 8 is. Use my calculator. It's 18 equals 64V. Jace, how do I get V by itself? By? Great. Divide by 64. Divide by 64. Is this answer going to be more than 1 or less than 1? Less than 1. Okay. So 18 divided by 64, I get a crazy kind of fraction, but that's okay. Why is it okay? Because it stops. It doesn't go on very long. It's got 5 decimal places, but it does stop. All right, it doesn't fill up the screen. Can I math frac this if I want to? Yeah. So it does equal 9 over 32. So either of these two answers is accurate. They are exactly the same. Okay. All right, do you have questions for me thus far? Okay, then we want to do the challenge. All right, and it's not a challenge. You guys are great at this stuff. So now we have slightly more complicated proportions. It is still a proportion because we have a fraction equal to a fraction. How do we solve proportions? Cross multiply. All right, so we're still cross multiplying, but we're going to have to do a little bit of distribution. So I am still cross multiplying. I am doing 3 times the entire numerator of x minus 2. So when you see this, you need to use parentheses because this 3 has to multiply the whole numerator. So you have to put it in parentheses. And that's going to be equal to, what times what? 12 times 2. All right. So 12 times 2 is 24. What do I have to do with the 3 here? We have to distribute. So we're distributing the 3, multiplying that in. 3 times x is 3x. And what's 3 times negative 2? Negative 6. All right. So now we're back to the last unit, solving equations. We're going to go ahead and draw our wall. We want to get x by itself. What should we do first? Plus 6. Very good. Adding 6 to both sides. So I have 3x is equal to 24 plus 6 is 30. And then how do you get x by itself? Divide by 3. Beautiful. All right. So we get x equals 10. Perfect. Questions on that one? All right, let's do 21 and 22. We have a fraction equal to a fraction. How do you solve that? Cross multiply. We are still cross multiplying here. So this is 5 times the whole numerator. So that is going to be 5 times the entire r plus 6. Make sure you use parentheses so we do the math properly. And then what should I set that equal to? 10 times the whole r minus 1. 10 times the whole r minus 1. Please, please, please put those parentheses down. Writing this down, Jace? All right. Now, what do we need to do next? Distribute both things, and then, yes, draw the wall if you want. 5 times r is? 5 times r is? 5r. And 5 times 6 is? 30. Positive 30. And we have to distribute the 10 as well. What's 10 times r? 10r. And then 10 times negative 1? Negative 10. And sound like? Then we're going to go ahead and draw the wall. I have letters on both sides, ladies and gentlemen. What's my phrase? Letters to the left. Letters to the left, ladies and gentlemen. So I need to remove this 10r. How do I remove that 10r? Subtract 10r from both sides. Positive 10r, negative 10r cancel themselves out. What is 5r's minus 10r's? Negative 5r plus 30 equals my negative 10. And now what do? Minus 30. Minus 30. Very good. And so I have negative 5r equals negative 40. And then how do we get r by itself? Divide by negative 5 on both sides. So we get r equals positive 8. Negative divided by negative is positive. All right. Questions on that one? All right, one more of those just to set it in there. No, I don't know what you're doing on your computer, but I hope you're writing all this down. All right, so again, we have a fraction equal to a fraction, which is a proportion, and so we are going to cross multiply. What should I multiply? Yeah, 7 times the whole c plus 10. 7 times the whole c plus 10 is equal to?
4 times 5.
Yeah. We got to take this whole 5c minus 2 and multiply it with the 4. And we can write that either way. It doesn't matter, but typically we put the 4 in front. And then times the whole 5c minus 2. That's how I would write that. All right, what do we need to do next? Distribute. Very good. We got to distribute. All right, 7 times c? 7c. 7 times 10? 70. 4 times 5c? 20 c's. And then 4 times negative 2? Negative 8. Very good. And from there I can draw my wall. Now I have letters on both sides. What do we do? Yeah, letters to the left. So we're going to subtract 20 c's. We're going to subtract 20 c's. What is 7 c's minus 20 c's? Negative 13 c's. Very good. Plus 70 equals the negative 8 that's remaining over there. And what do we do next? Minus 70. Minus 70. All right, good. I get negative 13c equals.
Jingle bells.
That's a whole lot of negatives. How many negatives do we have? Negative 78. Very good. And then what should we do? Divide by negative 13. I get c equals 6. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have questions for me? Keep those notes handy, ladies and gentlemen.